about the topic related to GK, that is our adaptation in plants. That is our adaptation in plants. Now, what is adaptation? What is adaptation? Adaptation means what? Gradual changes in any things, maybe that animal, that maybe plant. Then gradual changes in the body parts of an animal or plant to adjust with the surrounding. To adjust. See, when you sometimes you have time, you have to change your schools. Then you have to change your some kinds of habits to adjust in the new school. Yes, that is also your adaptation. Same way that like changes have been occurs in body parts of the animals and plants. And in this topic we are going to learn about the adaptations, which kinds of adaptations happens in the plants. First, then understand properly what is adaptation. That is gradual changes. Gradual means all changes not occurs at a time. Gradual, after some time like that changes has been take place in the body parts of the plants. That is called adaptation in plants. And why they are making changes in their body parts? To adjust. They have to adjust with their surrounding. Whatever surrounding atmosphere is there, to adjust with that they are changing their, they are making some kinds of changes in their body parts. Now, adaptation, there is first adaptation is in aquatic plants. What is meant by aquatic plants? Yes, aquatic plants means what? Those plants which are grow in the water. In the water. For example, we can say what is? That is lotus. That is lotus. Then why that plant is growing in the water? Some kinds of situations are there. Some kinds of body structure is there of lotus. That's why it is grow properly in water. Because you know that all other plants not grow in water. They get spoiled. They get spoiled in the water. If we use excess water also when planting, that time when we watering the plants, that when we give excess water, that they start spoil. That's why, but in water lotus plant is not spoiling. Why? Because its body structure is, its parts are make some changes that they get adapted with the water. Then aquatic plants, what are the structures of the aquatic plants? That their roots are in soil. Their roots are in the soil, under the water. Their roots are in the soil, but leaves and flowers are floating on the surface of the water. On the surface of the water. Then that's why they can float on the water surface. Say leaves and stem covered with a waxy layer. If we saw, if the drop of water you kept, took one drop of water or so much water and you put that water on the leaf or the flower of the lotus, it will go down automatically. Why? Because it has waxy layer on the its flower and the leaves. That's why they are not get spoiled in the water, because they are not allowing to accumulate water on their surface. Then some plants leaves are thin and slender. Some plants are thin. Some plants leaves are thin, so much thin and slender like a ribbon. If you saw in the river, flow of water in the river, like big grass like plants, you can see. You can see the plants like big grass. Those are so much tall. Their leaves are thin and slender like a ribbon, because they allowed the water to flow easily from their sides. It will help to be in the water for long time. That's why some plants leaves are thin and slender like ribbon. Like ribbons have, like that plants leaves are there. And that is that's example is some kinds of grasses which are grown in the river way, like that. Then there is air spaces and air spaces in stem. If you break the any kind of flower of the lotus or stem, you break like this, then you can see small air holes are there in that stem. and that air holes and some kinds of petioles. There are some kinds of petioles which help these plants to float on the surface of the water. For the aquatic plant, what is our example? That is a lotus. If you saw anywhere the lotus flower, you can observe it carefully. Why that flower is floating on the surface of the water, and why that leaves are also floating on the water, and whatever changes they had made different from the other plants, that is their adaptation to survive in the water. Next our is desert plants. What is our next? Desert plant. Then in India there are one desert. Which desert? Correct, Thar desert. That is Thar desert. Then in that desert, in the desert area, what happens? There are plants. There also we get plants. Which kinds of plants? Like cactus. We saw. Yes, we can using it like a decorative plant. But in desert area, that like plants only can grow. Why? These are leafless. You saw cactus. Some kinds of cactus have small leaves. Small leaves. And those are like needles. Those are like needles. They are making like taking shape of thorns. They are taking shape of thorns. That is also one kind of their leaves. But how? So maximum desert plants are leafless. They don't have leaves. They don't have leaves. And some have small thorn-like plant. Thorn-like leaves. Thorn-like little like a needle. That much pointed they have leaves. And then how they survive in the desert without food? If there is leaves, because photosynthesis happens in the green part of the plant, and then maximum all the plants only get green color in the leaves. Then if in the desert plant there are no leaves, then how they will survive? Yes, they also make food. How? Because their stems are green. And the process of photosynthesis means making their food, that happens in the stem of the plants, not in the leaves of the plants. They are preparing food in their stem, and that stem what doing? Preparing food and storing water and storing food also. That's why stem of this desert plant is an important part of the plant. Then that's why they can make photosynthesis in the stem, and they can store water and food in the stem. Next, their stems are green. Desert plants stems are green. Then roots are penetrate. Penetrate means so much sharp. Penetrate means so much sharp, and they are penetrated into the deep in the soil. Deep in the soil. Why? Because in desert they will not get easily water. That's why these roots penetrate deep in the soil in search of the water, and after that they are spreading for the long distance in the soil in search of the water. That's why these roots are penetrate deep in soil to get and spread to get water. Then this thick layer of waxy substance is there on the stem. If you try to touch the desert plant, then their stem, that plant stem also have one kind of waxy substance on their stem. For the desert plant, we can take example as of the cactus. Cactus is our example as a desert plant. There are different kinds of plants in the desert, but maximum we know about the cactus. Next is our snowy regions. In India, which part is known as snowy region? Anyone can tell? Yes, which part? Yes, Himalayas. Which part? Our northern side of the India, means as India is like this, then this part of this as Himalaya, and that part is our snowy region. And in that part there are some kinds of plants which we get. Why they get there? Because these are conical in shape. What is conical in shape? Conical means like this structure. Conical means like this. Our ice cream cone, if we put downward like that, that time these plants are like conical in shape. And that's why and their branches, if the plant is here, see, if plant is here, then that shape is like this, and branches have slopes. Their branches have slopes. They are getting slopes like this. That's why when there is so much big snowfall, so much heavy rainfall, heavy snowfall also, that's why this conical shape not allowed to accumulate snow on this plant, on these plants. That's why easily that snow can get down, and these plants can easily survive in the snowy regions. And with that, their barks, these plants barks are thick. These plants barks are thick. That's why they can stand in cold weather also. They can stand in cold weather also easily. That's why these plants are they have adaptation in the snowy region. And for that example is our pine tree and deodar. Pine and deodar tree. These two are the plants we get in the snowy regions. Now these kinds of adaptations, they had make some kinds of changes. That's why only they can survive in that area. Next is our adaptation in forest region. Adaptation in forest region means which plants grow in forest. That is our about forest region plants. In the forest there are trees. There are trees, shrubs and herbs. As we know, trees are big plants. Yes, shrubs are smaller than trees, and herbs are so much small, means like they are only till the ground like that. Then in the forest we get trees, shrubs and herbs. That's why there is density of the plants is more. There are so many plants in the forest. As we can say in short, that there are so many plants in the forest. That's why there are trees which are so much big, shrubs small and herbs less than that, shorter than that. That's why these all kinds of plants, they want sunlight to make their foods. They have to prepare their food and they need sunlight, and they are not getting enough sunlight. That's why they compete with each other. They compete with each other. That's why these all kinds of plants grow taller and taller. And same way, when they are growing higher, taller, that time there are some kinds of climbers and vines in the forest. Yes, in the forest there are climbers and vines. Then how they will grow? That time these climbers and vines, what they do? They take supports of the big trees, shrubs, and grow taller with them and get sunlight from the, when they grow taller, that time they get easily sunlight. That's why they need support of the trees. These vines and climbers need support of the trees to get proper sunlight. Some climbers have spring-like tendrils that can, with that tendrils they can take support of the other plants. In our surroundings also, if we can see some kinds of vines, they also have thin, like a spring there is a tendril, and that like tendrils have some climbers in the forest, and with that support they grow with the trees. Then next is our adaptation in grassland. Adaptation in grassland. As we know that is related to the grass. That is related to the grass. In the grassland there are bushes and grasses. Different kinds of grasses and different kinds of bushes we get in the grassland. And these grasses have fibrous roots. You know fibrous roots? Yes, there are two types of roots. What is that? Taproot and fibrous root. Fibrous root, see like these fibrous roots. Hair-like structure. Yes, like this. This is also one kind of grass. And this like of grass have fibrous roots, and these roots prevent soil erosion. Means what? They can easily catch soil in their roots. That's why soil cannot flow with the water or with the wind. In this way we can stop soil erosion. This way, these grasses are playing important role in prevention of soil erosion. Then these fibrous roots prevent the soil erosion from the grasslands. Then equatorial region, as we know about the earth, longitude, latitude, that time we know that where is equator, and the region, equator to the south side and to the north side, that is called as equatorial region. In that there is a dense grasslands. There are dense grasslands. In that region, grasses can be have height till 1 or 2 meters. 1 or 2 meters. And in that grasses, like animals like tigers, deers and elephants can hide themselves easily. In that grasses, animals like tigers, elephants and deer can hide themselves easily. On the contrary, in the cold regions, which is the cold region, there we get short grasses. And in that grasses we can get animals like rabbits. And this most of the meadows, there are vast meadows in the hilly and plain regions. We get vast meadows in the hilly and plain regions. Then next hour is ingestion of food. Ingestion means what? What is ingestion? Ingestion means taking inside. We are eating, that is our ingestion of food. In scientific language we can say it, ingestion of food. As we know, other plants are making their own food. But there are some plants which cannot make their own food. Like what? See, there are some autotrophic plants. There are plants which are autotrophic, means those plants which can make their own food. On the contrary, there are some parasitic. Parasitic means which are depend upon other plant. To complete their need of food. And that is called parasitic. Like which? Dodder means cuscuta. It is a plant like a yellow color wire. It is like a wire. This plant is like just only like a wire, and that's why its color is yellow. Then it can perform photosynthesis? No, it can't perform photosynthesis. That's why what it is doing? It penetrates its root into the host plant. Host plant means on which plant's body it is growing. In that plant, its roots are penetrated till the vessel, till it can't get the food, and from that it completes its need of the food. That's why it is called as parasitic. And its stem is yellow. How? Like a yellow wire. As we see wires, from that yellow wire, how we can see? Like that. That is a plant that is called dodder or cuscuta. If you got anywhere like that plant which is yellow in color like a wire, that is definitely only it is cuscuta only. Next, it is leafless. Even small leaf also is not there on the cuscuta. And this is hostorial, means sucking. Hostorial, it has sucking roots from the, and it is sucking the food from the host plant. That's why it has hostorial, means sucking roots. Next is our, in that there are plants, each and every plant need which thing? They need nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. These kinds of things they need. That's why in the farm, if that farmer gives different kinds of manure to complete the need of these plants, which nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. But sometimes when there any plant is growing in which soil, that intensity of the nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium is less, or sometimes nothing only. It is nothing only. Then they have to complete their need of this nitrogen, potassium and phosphorus. For that what they do? They consume insects. Consume means what? They are eating insects. Yes. I understand you are thinking that how plants can eat insects. Yes, but they are eating insects with their by using their different parts. Some flowers are so much sticky and they are so much attractive. That's why automatically insects are coming and sitting on their flowers, and automatically after some time that flower is going to close, and in this way it is consuming the insects and they complete their need of this nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. That like plants are which? That is sundew. The plant's name is sundew, means Drosera. You can get the information on the YouTube also. You can see the plants and how they consuming the insects. Yes, it is so much interesting. You can see on the internet. And this is Venus flytrap. This is also, this picture also you have in your textbook. And this plant also trapping the different kinds of plants, flies. That's why it is called as Venus flytrap. That's in this way we saw different kinds of the adaptations. And if these plants not make adaptations, if they did not make the changes in their body parts, then those plants can't survive in that surrounding. That's why each and everyone have to make some changes to adapt in the different situation. Thank you.